back, and so are you. All right, let's get out of this. Oh, we want to save that. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's open up with our. Whoops. I need to. Oops. Stop right there. Oh. All right. Let's go here to March 11th of 2023, the anniversary of the big quake in Japan. Okay. Ah, boy. Let's back up a little bit. Let's go over to this instrument first. All right, here we are. This is still March 11th. Let's start off here. We'll let this loop play real quick. You can see here's our object right there. Here comes another bigger one. All right, and it's dragging all kinds of plasma with it. All right. So let this load up here. We'll let that loop play for a second. Ow, ow, ow. Ooh, excuse me, folks. Ow. Yeah, dead but still alive. Huh. I don't know how I managed to do this, but hang on a second. I'll be right back. All right, I figured we do this report a little early before anything happens. So, oh, help me here. Okay. So, well, let's just start doing this frame by frame. And turn the music off. Pause right about there and start going frame by frame. You can see another object up here. We've had another one here. This one and this, and then our bigger object with the moon. All right, here's the little moon following or leading. It's hard to see our bigger object here, but here's the plasma trailing behind it. Let me back up just a frame. Where did it go? There's a perfect image of this. All right, well, let's just continue on. All right, right here, we can at least see over on the difference side here. Please zoom in. And scroll up. Here's our object, okay? It's surrounded by plasma. It's got a magnetic field, so it's grabbing all this plasma with it. The magnetic field is grabbing the plasma from the sun. Okay? Where are we going next? I was still looking for that image. Where did it go? I had it all queued up. Oh, maybe it's on the other one. Yeah, it was queued up on this one. That's where it is. Okay. So, wait until you guys see this. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Okay. I want you to watch over here on the red side. This is, I believe, Mercury coming into the view of the camera right now, okay? I think it's on the backside of the sun. Yeah, I believe it's on the backside of the sun. So it's not in between this event. This event is between Mercury and us, okay? And as we go through this, I'm going to show you something that's just it'll help explain a lot. You'll see what I mean. Bear with me. Okay, so where's that frame first? Okay, here's this round spheroid object approaching Mercury right here. And we'll zoom in on this a little bit more once I get to the image I want. That's it right there. Okay, now let me zoom in and get the tint just right for you guys. This is going to be worth the wait. Maybe you're seeing it already. No, we got to go zoom in harder. Hopefully it doesn't blind the camera. That's about as close as I should go. Then scroll up and scoot it over a little bit. Okay, let me get the tint just right for the camera now. I got too many lights on in the background here. Let me shut off this light. Ow! Okay. Let's see how this is showing up on the camera here. We might have to scoot you guys up a little bit closer. You guys want to sit in the front row? All right, let me scoot you up for the front row a little bit. Let me clear out all the popcorn and get you guys right up. Because I can't zoom in too much tighter without losing it. Now, I could just stay on the floor. Okay, I think right about there is good. I might be able to go in one more tighter. Just bear with me. I think you guys might be able to see it already. Okay, here is our bigger object right here, okay? Here's this little moon right here. Can you see it? Is this, Now, right about there is as good as it gets. Maybe I can bring the screen a little closer to the audience. How about that? That's still kind of in focus. Maybe we'll put the link up so you can come over here. Here's our bigger object right here. And this moon right here has plasma attached to it. And it's all connected together. There's another moon right down below here. You can see this curvature in the plasma here, okay? So there's an object here, a moon here, a moon right here. Here's our bigger object right here, okay? So it's traveling with a couple of moons. It looks like it even has something in front of it right there as well. Yeah, that's a huge object, yeah, and it's coming our way, all right? And its magnetic field, okay? This is the 11th. This will be arriving on the 14th, right as the storm is hitting the west coast, intensifying that storm beyond what you can... Oh, my God. All right, where do we go? Stop. Stop right here, huh? Okay, and back up. Where are we backing up to? Yeah, all right, here. Let's hop into this real quick. Sorry, we got to go jump around a little bit. Play this, please, Lord. Oh, it's because something else is playing. There we go. Let's try playing it now again, Lord. Bear with me for just a second. Come on, computer. This is a very important report here. Please play this.
ABC News reporter, ABC 7 News reporter Stephanie Sierra is live in the Bay. We have a cloudy day in the Sierra as the area continues to get slammed by that atmospheric river. Here's a live picture from our Zephyr Cove camera showing gray skies. You can't see the snow-capped peaks rimming the lake because, well, poor visibility.
But they're there.
Because of the storm. Yeah, they are there. The city of South Lake Tahoe is battling severe flooding and structure collapses. ABC 7 News reporter Stephanie Sierra is live in the basin tracking the latest for us. Hey, Steph.
Hi, Kristen and Larry. We've really seen it all today, from roof collapses to the city's airport runway completely flooded out. We're told the flash flooding threat with this particular storm is significantly worse, in part because of scenes like this. This snow wall is surrounding neighborhoods across the city. Believe it or not, this is the side to someone's driveway. And the concern is the snow is starting to get slushy, as you can see, and it's starting to melt. We're seeing the impacts right here at the corner of Helen and 3rd Street. This is right in downtown South Lake Tahoe, where it's already starting to flood. What the is going on? Did you just see that? It just went thunk. I'm a little worried that the roof's gonna go thunk. Near historic snowpack compounded with heavy rainfall is leaving scenes like this across the city of South Lake Tahoe. Businesses taped up, closed down due to being unsafe to occupy.
Just a bunch of snow buildup, accumulation over the winter, just compounded the roof.
The basin shoveling out of 500 inches of snowpack so far this season.
The incoming rain coming in on top of that snow, we're doubling and tripling some of that weight.
South Lake Tahoe Fire Chief Jim Drennan calls it a double threat. Chief, you've been here for decades. Would you say this double threat is the worst you've seen it?
Yeah, we've worked through an awful lot of heavy winters. I haven't seen it this bad.
The result is scenes like this. The heavy snow load crumbled this awning at Swissmart gas station along Emerald Bay Road. It's one of at least 7 structures that have collapsed across the city during the storm.
That's where the fire started. We had a gasoline-fed fire. No injuries of any kind, and that whole property has been red tagged.
From tumbled structures to parking lot swamps. Take a look at this snow pile in the parking lot of Grocery Outlet. Staff says it's 30 feet tall, and it's not the only one on this property. Times this pile by 10, and it's already starting to melt, causing flooding in the driveway.
We have lost probably 3/4 of our parking lot due to snow piles because there's nowhere to put it.
A reality for the region as these mounds start melting, flooding out residential streets and the South Lake Tahoe Airport runway.
I left 75 degrees in Austin, Texas, and I'm kind of in culture shock.
Which is why the city is cautioning against unnecessary travel for the next several weeks as the basin struggles through the snowmelt and the safety risks to come.
We can see landslides, mudslides. Also, avalanche control is in effect.
The city's fire marshal has deployed additional strike teams to help clear out the area of several of these neighborhoods that are dealing with flooding. I want to point out there is an avalanche warning in effect currently for the backcountry as crews are concerned about the potential impacts to travelers on both Highway 50 and Highway 80. We are told Caltrans has multiple crews in both directions tracking any impacts throughout the evening. We're live in South Lake Tahoe. Stephanie Sierra, ABC 7 News.
Stephanie.
Okay. What next, Lord? This one? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's take a little step back here. I need you guys to understand. Can I scroll this up just a little bit, please, Lord? Thank you. All right. This is Oppenheimer Ranch. You guys, this is another good channel. Come over here and subscribe to this guy. He does really good research. He's more scientific based and stuff. You'll enjoy his reports as well. I'm going to give him a like. I was going to give him his 700th one, but somebody beat me to it, so I'll just do 701. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to use this for educational purposes. Here we go. Pay attention. We ready? Yeah, I think we're ready. Oh, scroll.
Explosion at Merapi volcano sent pyroclastic flows up to 2 kilometers down the flanks of the mountain, sending, villagers running for their lives. We'll have more coverage in just a moment, but the big story, rivers are washing away roads, and now a levee has broken, forcing 1,700 to evacuate near Santa Cruz. Keep calm, it's boom time. We did predict the potential for major flooding calamity, and we are seeing it now. This is the Payaro River levee. It broke early Saturday morning, forcing immediate evacuations in the small community of Payaro, California. This is near Santa Cruz. Now, also, roads are washing away in Santa Cruz County. This one in particular cut about 300 people off.
300.
And you can see them there working heavily on the problem, and it's all because of the atmospheric river that these floods are happening, and it's raining on top of tens of feet of snow. Ho, ho, ho. Here, the California Governor's Office of Emergency Management earlier today tweeted out the levee break, and we retweeted it over on Oppenheimer Ranch Project. So go over there and follow us at Diamond the Dave as we take a quick look at the volume of water flowing out of here. Now, the river should be there in between the trees, but it has risen above the trees, above the floodplain, and now over the levee. So lots of farmland in this region is going to be damaged, destroyed, otherwise made useless. And this is going to just sit here and drain out. So that's what's going on there. And you can come check out more up-to-date stories before the show happens at Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave on the tweet box. Monterey County levee breach prompts evacuations and water rescues near Payaro. Let's see what they have to say.
On this first alert weather day, we begin with Justin Andrews. He is live in the Santa Cruz Mountains with a stunning scene in SoCal. Justin, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I'll give it to you exactly how the guy we interviewed gave it to me. He says he's never seen anything like this in his 40 years of living here. Take a look right now. You see crews are working to repair this roadway. Yeah, a huge gaping hole here on North Main Street in SoCal. And you can see the crews off in the distance working to repair this. This huge gaping hole here, this is where the road gave way, trapping so many people in this community. Let me take you to the video here we got minutes ago that shows you the extent of the damage we're talking about. Bates Creek runs underneath Main Street here, and the creek washed away the roadway. People who live in this area tell me there are well over 200 homes up in the hills here. That means so many people are trapped right now. The road is the only way in and the only way out of this community, and this is certainly a sight to see, and dozens of neighbors have come down to see this. Many...
The only way in and the only way out. You guys better start checking your roads and, have backup roads. Check the drainages, check your topographical, are there canyons, where are you located? Where's water going to go around you?
Are obviously shocked.
It's unimaginable.
Pretty crazy what's going on in Cali. There's also downed trees and blocking roads in the area too, so just overwhelming amount of precipitation over the last few weeks.
Okay, you can go watch the rest of this report. I just wanted to bring that part to you right there. Where are we going now, Lord? We're going back to this, huh? Okay, so I don't believe that you guys are seeing this clear enough. How are we doing this, God? How are we doing? Like that, I guess? It fell off the thing. Again, here's our bigger object, okay? Here's its little moon, all right? The plasma is attached to this moon. It's also attached to the bigger object, okay? This plasma is having an exchange with this moon, and the bigger object. All three of them together have a huge magnetic field that's ripping a huge chunk of plasma off, okay? This is coming in our direction. I've already started doing calculations on this. It will go south and in front of us. Oh, let's go to the other instrument because I want you to see that's to the right of stereo A and it's to the right of Soho. Okay, so this trajectory is going to take it just underneath the Earth and right in front of it. And because our path goes around the Earth this way. What was the other thing, Lord? Oh, yeah, now back to this. Oh, boy, do we have something here. How can I do this without taking it out of... That's what I need? Okay. So I can reach this. Yeah, all right. Let's see here. If I can just squeeze this all into frame. And let's back up the frame. Okay, you can see it going backwards, right? It's back up in here, right? The whole mess, the whole cluster. We'll just call it a cluster for now, okay? This is Mercury. As it approaches, okay, it's not approaching Mercury. Mercury's on the other side. This is in between us and Mercury. So as it passes Mercury, it should make it black out. Right there. That frame right there. The object is over Mercury, okay? Here is our object right here. The bigger one is right here, okay? It's further back in the frame, so it's not as big. It's perspective. As it comes at you, it gets bigger. So now it's this size with Mercury in the middle. But how come you can still see Mercury? Because this object enjoys gravitational lensing, which takes the light from the back side and refocuses it to a focal point on the front side, making it appear see-through. So now we have this object covering Mercury and still showing Mercury. There was a thing from, Naughty Beaver. That's what I needed to pull up. Where is that? I can't find it right now. He shows a lot of Nostradamus, right? And Nostradamus's quatrains, one of the quatrains says, Mercury exposes him to the fire. Okay, well, here's the fire. Here's Mercury exposing this object to the fire, okay? That's a biblical sign right there. That's what Nostradamus saw. That's what he's talking about. And you can see the rotational lensing effect. Now, as I go past the object, light is bending on the back side, making it appear warped. Then, here's the frame with its little moon. As this passes, see Mercury still there, but not as bright. All right, did you see it? So we're going to go again, forward, nice and slow. Here it comes. Boom. There's the gravitational lensing. Next frame. The plasma kind of is hiding it, but on the backside of this round circular object, right on the silhouette edge, will be the same kind of image on the edge. You will get a halo effect plus the object effect. Okay, so it's a halo plus the object effect right there. Then as this cluster right here passes, see, oh, there's a good shot of this moon. Ooh, go back to that previous frame right there. Yeah, you guys seeing a sword? Yeah, there's all kinds of crazy these are spiritual events. That's why you're seeing crazy faces and swords and stuff like that, because these are all biblical signs. Excuse me as I adjust you guys up into this little planetoid moon thing I just call it a moon because it's orbiting a bigger structure, okay? A bigger object. That would technically be a moon. All right, now let's see. We are not looking at this. This is another one with the curvature on the backside. I want you guys to look at this one up here. And let's get the tint right about maybe there and try zooming in just a tad bit more for the camera. I can see it clear as a bell, but come on, give me there we go. Maybe one more and scoot it over. Oh, it's too close up in. The camera's blurring it, or the red is blinding it. Oh, well. Let's try something different here. Oh, that's a little bit better. Here, you can see the plasma on the top of this round circular moon that's right here. This is the one. Here's another one, of course. You can see the curvature of the plasma on the back side of it, okay? So here's a bigger one and a smaller diameter one with the bigger diameter object. It appears to have... does that look like an X-type structure on the surface of this bigger object right here? It sure does to me. Would that be like Planet X? Let's back up a frame. I think I gotta, oh, dang it. I don't want to lose it. Let's back up this way. Nope, it's right there. Bam! Bingo! You guys see it? It looks like, if you tilt your head to the right, it's a cross. It's like or to the left. Either way, it's like a cross, like a crucifix cross. But if you looking straight on, it's a matter of perspective. It looks like an X from one, but if you tilt your head to the right or left 45 degrees, it's the cross. Can you see? It's on the surface of this bigger object. That clearly showing that there's an object right here, a bigger object, okay? Because you can see the friggin' surface of it, and the surface has a big X carved into it, or a big cross in it. Hey, help me, Lord. I'm trying to tell him. Okay, can you see it, guys? Hopefully you can. Let's pull back now and give you guys the proper perspective. Oh boy, what is going on? I feel like I'm dying right now. Okay, I was trying to beat the instrument, so it wouldn't happen tonight. So here's like that little moon. You can't see the bigger object, but it's one of those moons there. Oh boy. So let's go over to this instrument. So even though I did it early, it happens early. Or maybe it's the right time. I don't know. But here we are again. 12th in a row, I guess. I heard some other explanations for this happening, and I hope their explanations are right and mine are wrong, because I wouldn't mind being wrong on this one. Oh boy. I thought maybe I could do the report early. Dang it. Well. Okay. It is, let's go deeper. A dozen, yeah. And on the 12th, that's technically tomorrow. Okay, did you see that? They're in line with the date. The 12th, the 11th one happened on the 11th, the 12th one on the 12th. This is too soon, but you are seeing a little dip. Let me pull this up a little more. So it's deciding what to register. It's looks like it's still didn't get all the data or whatever. But let's back out. Dang, I was trying to beat it to this. Ugh. That was happening during the intro. Huh. Okay. Back to stereo A? Did somebody ask to go back to stereo A? We can go back to stereo A because I don't like looking at this anymore. This is hard to look at too. But here's Planet X right here, the big old X on it. I should use that as the thumbnail. It looked like a gray in a doorway to the left. Yeah, there's all kinds of entity faces and weird stuff. Did you want me to go back a frame or something, or do you see it in this one? Sorry, I'm responding to the chat room. I'm doing a report to the left. Oh, I see a lot now. Look at this right here. Here's a round circular shape with a moon. And here's plasma squeezing in between the two objects. So there's another moon back here. Here, let's tint this shit for you guys. Oh, man. Not working. Okay, there we can see the curvature of those moons, though, huh? Now you can see that little moon that I was pointing out, hopefully. Then as I pull this forward, because things are happening in different dimensions, you can see the X on Planet X. Pull it more forward, it blinds the camera. So, actually, what's going on over here? I'm just going to go back and forth for you guys a little bit so you can see what you need to see. Okay, right there? Or no, back, because there's a delay. So maybe right there. Yeah, this, I don't know, but I see some kind of weird little face structure, all kinds of weird stuff. But this is definitely there. This is definitely there with the X on it, okay? And it just stands out like a sore thumb. How can you miss it? It's a big old sore thumb with a big old bloody X cut into it. All right, how about that? How about a thumbs up for that one? I got 31 people. Nah, that's all good. Inner doorway. All right, yeah. Now, all kinds of biblical things in these. That's the reason why you guys are seeing this stuff. Is because you're gifted. If you're not seeing it, well, give it a minute. Be patient. Look at that moon. Look at those two moons right there in that image. It looks like a knight with a shield. Yeah, I'm the knight with the shield. Brian the Knight. Wow, look at this, you guys. This is just kind of fun to play with this. Ooh. There we go, right there. How about that, you guys? Can you see a lot in that image? I'm going to let that sit for a second, or you guys can stare at that for a second. I got to have a cigarette. Ooh. Yeah, just bear with me for a second. Look around, see what you see, or take a look around in that image. There's a lot going on in there. I'll give you just a second out. Just a quick second here. What was it? I could put on another report. Oh no, I did both reports. Dang it. Alright, just bear with me, sir. Cleared out all my gutters. Everything's flowing fine. We got all the snow off of our roof. Oh, still got my Christmas lights up. Couple more weeks and then they come down. All right. All right, you guys are patient. Thank you so much. All right, so let's bend this back and forth. Let's bend time and space a little bit. Bam. See a big old sword right there. Then as we come up, boy, there is a fucking, pardon my French, but there is a sword right here. Boom. You can't really see it on too well on the camera, but I can see it. How do we get the tint just right for this one, Lord? Can you see it a little bit? Ooh, right there. I wish it wouldn't drop back a bit. Right about there. I see what looks like a handle of a sword. Here's the little thing going across it, and then here's the blade coming up right here. And just all kinds of symbology. You know, there's a lot of people say, what's the term I'm looking for? Help me, Lord. Oh, you don't want to say it right now? All right, fine. All right, well, when you see faces in the clouds, or you make a puppy dog out of the clouds, pareidolia, there it is. Thank you, Lord. Some stuff people will say is pareidolia, but other stuff is actually there. This planet with the X on it, it's there. These moons, they're there. This sword, it looks like it's there. Why there's a little handle and a perfectly shaped sword with flames going up it and lightning right next to it. This is spooky. I'm not even going to tell you what I see in that one. I'll let you guys use your imaginations and your gifted eyes. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Oh, what is it we're looking at? Well, there's a lot going on here. If you just hopped in, there's this bigger planetoid right here with a big X on it, and it has two moons. Here's one right here. Here's the curvature of plasma on the curvature of the backside of the moon. There's a smaller moon right above it. And now if you watch, as you watch, I'm going to push this back and change the tint so you can see kind of the other dimensions. All right. Now, can you see the two moons? Boom right here and boom right there. This has a little bit of plasma draping over the front side of it. Okay, you got to remember these are three-dimensional objects on a two-dimensional screen. Oh, you shared? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Share, please. You're only helping your friends that you share with. And also, do you see the dark curvature now of the bigger object? Now, as I bring it through, almost like through dimensions, different aspects of light, we'll just call it, okay? You see the planet with the X on it pop out now? See the moons kind of fade, but the planet behind it jumps out, and then as we get right about there, there's something going on over here, okay? I see kinds of stuff there, but we'll leave that up to you guys to decide what you see there. There's a difference between pareidolia and what is actually there, but just in just outside of our realm, just on the other side of the veil, okay? Hopefully you guys are seeing this, all right? This isn't easy to bring this to you. It makes me sick to my stomach to have to bring this news to you. It's over bright. There's a stellar, yeah, nothing new. There's a stellar core with moons. That's right. It's nothing new. I've been reporting on this for 5 years now, okay? Ever since my day took a violent turn on September 10th of 2017, 13 days before the Revelation 12 sign, when this object first, like, did its thing to the sun, like it was supposed to. It was a sign. I'll show you that sign here in a minute if you want. I need to finish the report, though, Lord. Me and Planet X, huh? Look, I'm not joking. It's right here. Can you see it? All right. Let me focus back to where I was here. What are we doing next, Lord? We need to look at the Schumann. All right, let's look at the Schumann real quick. And boom, there's our Schumann. I'm going to slide you guys forward like this so I can point and I don't have to shake the camera anymore. Going across right here is the line that I'm most concerned about. We had our absorption. You can see the digitized little stripe lines here, okay? That's absorption, okay? As we absorb, the core expands, so does the shell. The shell can't expand outward because the pressure and the crust, not releasing the pressure, squeeze back down on it. So the only way the shell can expand is downward onto the core. The core is expanding outward as the shell is expanding inward. They grind on each other. And when they grind on each other, these two grinding, this metal, like on other metal type, plasma type, but let's just say metal in a very thick liquid state, okay? Almost in a, how do I say? Almost like plasma. It's in a thick liquid state around a solid metal core, okay? And that core is iron dense, super dense material, okay? Anyways, as they grind, those frequencies go up through the crust, up through the magma, up to the crust. They emanate from the crust outward 360 degrees, and they go up out into space, but they hit the atmosphere. And at a certain layer of the atmosphere, they bounce back. And when they bounce back, they create these little spikes on the Schumann. The Schumann is recording the little dynamo inside the Earth that 7.83 hertz, okay? That's how a little electric motor works. If you put a battery on a little electric motor, it'll spin, and that little hum that it spins at is a frequency, okay? Ours, frequency 7.83, okay? It goes right across here. We have the brakes applied right here, okay? It's still chugging along. I see a little weak spot right here, but then we have a little small application of the brakes, but it's still going. The core is still spinning in its shell, just going forward in reverse, okay? The shell is probably still spinning forward while the core is spinning the opposite direction. And as that happens, they screech and grind on each other, and that's what these spikes on the Schumann are. That's what they're recording, is frequencies, right? The frequency of the Earth. So if the Earth has some kind of internal frequency change, it squeals and screeches and makes these lines. The harder the grinding, the bigger, the taller, the wider, the more intense. The white shows intensity. That's like how hard you're stepping on a bad pair of brakes. Say your pads are wearing out, and when you step on the brakes, it grinds and it squeals, right? A high-pitched squeal. These are the ultrasonic, they're beyond your hearing. By ultrasonic, I mean beyond your hearing. These are the ultrasonic frequencies bouncing off the atmosphere and being recorded as the Schumann resonance. Okay? Hopefully that explained everything. We're supposed to go to the sun's two past the area. I'm glad you are expecting something, Brian. I did miss the last one, but I got to keep moving forward. So we just had a little application of the brakes earlier, and we're still chugging along forward in reverse. I'll explain why the core would naturally want to spin in reverse. We were spinning, overspinning, like super spinning. Excuse me, ow. Oh, help me God. The core was super spinning. It was spinning, over rotating in the wrong direction this whole time. The natural way it wants to rotate as it goes around the sun is counter to the direction it was spinning before. So this wants to continue spinning backwards, but the brakes keep getting applied, okay? And eventually the magma will start to spin backwards, and that will grab a hold of the lower crust, the underside of the crust, and it will slow down the crust, and eventually the crust of the planet will start to spin backwards. Okay? It's unavoidable. It's unstoppable. It's already happening. I'm just documenting it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, hopefully I answered your question. I didn't mean to offend you or anything. Sometimes I get short with people. I'm sorry. Forgive me. How do I do this? Let's go over to our, I want to take a peek at our polar vortex. So let's go to the top of the world, look down from the top. Here's the center of the geographical North Pole. Here is our vortex off to the side, kind of weak now. It's really kind of weakening. This one's petering out as well. It's still rotating, so it is still a sub-vortex, but it's kind of feeding into this one now. And it looks like it's dying. And if we go see the flow, the inflow for this sub-vortex, see it splitting? See this? There we go. All right, there we go. Do you see this splitting and feeding this other vortex as it splits and comes down now? So this little sub-vortex is going to die off. It looks like it was having another sub of its own, but that's petering out. So the inflow for this has decreased in intensity, and then as we go over and we look at the inflow for the upper one, do you remember it used to be coming across Africa and going up into it, and it no longer is? Now this flow going across Africa has changed. It goes straight over this area, and now the reverse flow from this, because it's spinning clockwise, is counter to the weather that goes across the United States this way. Now you see this southerly flow creeping up. This flow that moves this direction is now creeping up and causing our storms to flow faster this way than being slowed up by this energy. This energy has shifted north. Now we're getting a more southerly fetch, okay? As we look at the inflow for this, the inflow for our strongest part of the northern polar vortex, okay, where is the inflow from that coming? So we come down and we go over here and we look. Well, it doesn't have any inflow. The only inflow it's receiving is this little weak part right across from the other one, okay? So this weak one is the only thing that's feeding this one, it seems, anymore, okay? As far as its inflow. It might be sucking a little bit up from here to go in there, but that is the polar vortex on the north. Let's go to the polar vortex on the south. And we have this oblong shape now. It usually nice and round. It's starting to bend. It's starting to warp. I expect we'll see some kind of vortex split, a split vortex here on the southern pole as they go through their transit. Well, they're both going through transition, but as wintertime takes over down here, wintertime takes over down here, and summertime takes over top. This part is going to have a, I believe, we'll see, I could be wrong, but it might have a split polar vortex. This is also a pole, just the South Pole. So a split southern polar vortex might be coming. All right, and that will change the weather for the southern hemisphere, okay? Now let's go, we'll do a carbon or a sulfur report later. I think we need to come over here now before I lose this train of thought. I got so many racing through my head, you guys, plus prayers. You guys are awesome. I hear some real prayers out there. I know some of you have seen the big picture now. I can tell. I can feel it. I can hear it. Anyways, let's move on. I gotta play this loop, and I'm taking a break while this loop plays. Here's another storm coming into California. This next one right here on the 14th, that's when this bigger object is going to be passing the Earth. It's going to be intensifying storms. So this is probably going to intensify. You know what? I am not doing you guys justice, man. What is wrong with me? Start over. Okay, I'll start over. This is March 14th, okay? Again, what I was trying to say is we already have levees breaking, okay? We already have people dying. We already have evacuations. They should have listened to me and evacuated, and they wouldn't have had to do it now in the middle of the flood when the roads are washing out. And oh my God, help me. Anyways, what was I saying about the storm? Just watch it. I'm going to just hit play and watch it. We'll come critique it later. Just watch this, okay? I got to step aside for a second. Your dates and times are up there. This is Pacific time on this, okay? So I'll be back. Help me, God. Where's my Bear with me, folks. Oh. Be right back. Actually, I'm just standing right here, so I'm not going too far. Maybe we should pull up the dragon, huh? What do we do, Lord? Should we show them the dragon? Okay. Who wants to see the dragon? Okay, Lord, help me with this one. Show them the dragon. Okay, half a cigarette and 4 drags. Sorry, the Lord's making me be honest. Look at this mess. Oh my God, did you see that last frame? Critique this. Okay. Ice in this one. Tornadoes in that one. Another round for the West Coast. Another big tornado outbreak. Oh boy. All right. Another round for the West Coast. Another little impulse. Another, watch out for this. Oh, that was the closing prayer. All right, stop. Go back up. Right to, that's our current conditions, folks, right now. Okay, you guys, big old snowstorm going on up here. You guys are having rain right here. This thing has finally moved out of there. Oh God. And now we have this going on over here on the West Coast. It is still currently raining. All right, now as we go and we proceed through this is starting to look like thunderstorms tonight. This is March. Okay, slow down, Brian. This is 5 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. You give it another 3 hours, that'll be 8 p.m. right now on the East Coast. About to have thunderstorms and possible tornadoes, icing right in there, okay? Still more rain coming in. It's not over tonight. We are just a step in. This is the next step. Now let's take another step forward. Now we have this band. You guys, be alert in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia tonight. Yeah, and it gets intense here tonight on the West Coast. This moves out. We continue here. Continue with snow. We got another impulse coming to the northwest. And Northern California getting raped again. More snow in New York, Washington, Pennsylvania. Or snow in Pennsylvania, sorry. Whew. Oh my goodness. Ow, excuse me, folks. I'm so sorry I burped in the mic. Oh, how embarrassing. Alright, let's continue. This is just making me sick. Oh my god. Icing in here, big snowstorm. I'm kind of lost at words. Here we go. Help me, Lord, with the words. Big rain going on here. This icing with this big front right here of snow behind it. And see how it starts to come back around like this? We might see derecho and high winds. I see winds. These millibars right here are no joke, you guys. All right, winds on the backside of this are going to be. This is going to be blizzard conditions. Okay, really tight millibars here. We're talking really high winds. That's going to encourage these tornadoes to spin up. I don't like this. That makes me sick to my stomach. I don't want to see any more people getting hurt and killed. Oh my goodness. Look at this, you guys. Look at this huge comma-shaped low. Oh my god. Wow. And then it gets out of there. And here comes the West Coast again. Then this low comes across the country and does this. As if you guys haven't had enough of it by then. Just watch out. I would make sure you got a bunker or something, or get out of the area. I mean, while you can, because this. Remember I was talking about chainsaws? You saw the trees across the road on that report. Get chainsaws ready, you guys. Prepare to be out without power. Just don't even. The list is so long on stuff. You guys can't even get ready enough. You just can't get ready enough. Look at this in Alabama, okay? As the Southern California and the mountains here just continue to get pummeled. We're talking flooding on a scale that has never been seen before. Okay, snow on a level that's never been seen before. We already have 500 inches. 321. That's a magical date. That happens to be the first day of spring. That's the day Jesus was crucified. He resurrected 3 days later. Add 3 to 21. That makes March 24th. And here we are at March 24th on our little calendar here. And we got. Everybody's just been murdered, and I don't know if they're alive or what, but here we have more coming in, and more, and more, and more, and more, and more. Just the Gauntlet. That's what I should have titled this. Maybe it was the Gauntlet. Look at this. This is the last frame, the last couple frames. We're at March 26th here, okay? Let's go. Boom. See these scattered little white, yellow things? There's pop-up tornadoes in front of these and embedded in these. See how it turns red right there? I don't like that again. I'm sorry I have to show you this. I pray to God that this model changes. I pray to God, this model changes. That's the reason for the title tonight. Ah, thank you, Lord. Protectors, not protector, but protectors, plural, of the earth. That's me and the team. Okay, we are the protectors of the earth. You folks are an elite class of people with knowledge, okay? Elite class. You are the elite. They are fucking criminals. Sorry. People are dying, and this is no joke anymore. Getting... The power outages will be astronomical. Charge up everything you got. I get backup batteries. You know the phone charger battery packs that are rechargeable that you can charge your phone off of? Get like 10 of those. I don't know, however many you need. Get a generator, get gasoline, get chainsaws. If you live on one of those deserted roads, that it's the only way in and only way out, and there's a creek nearby, okay? Look at your creeks, your nearby drainages. Everyone, not just the West Coast, this is the entire country I'm speaking to. Okay? So hear me. Prepare for impact, okay? You're already seeing the reports that I showed you before, and help me with this one. Help me with this, Lord. Help me. What are we doing, Lord? What are we doing? Okay, I want you to come over to this channel too, I guess, and what am I doing? Opening up another page? For what? Bear with me. Yes, there's my show. Where are we going? Oh yeah, I forgot we clicked out of the music, didn't we? That's why. Hang on, let me get my... Oh, spare me your commercial, please. Times like this, you're wasting time with ads. Oh, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Especially the ads. Where are we going, Lord? What are you doing here? Oh.
International Women's Day is upon us again, and I love an international woman. But our friends over at Hershey's,
Sorry, let me get you guys set up. birthday to all the March babies. Okay, I guess that was the moment. All right, the knight with the shield. That's a pretty cool picture, huh? What are we doing now, Lord? No, we're going to the dragon. Don't leave unless you want to see the dragon. I guess we're going to see the dragon. No. You guys come over to the search bar at my channel and whatever stuff you're interested in, type it in and you'll find a video on it. You want to see angels, you'll see angels. You want to see everything, you'll see everything. It's your wake-up call. Okay? Wake-up call. Has the dragon on it. And
welcome back, folks. First off, I'd like to say thank you to a fellow YouTuber who showed me how to.
When you're going to say, can you look at an object over the White House? Yeah, there's objects over the White House.
A wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side.
They're deep shit.
And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here.
Okay. What's that? Oh, why not? We got a, yeah, we got this. Well, how are we going to do this, Lord? Okay, so we're going to blind that for a minute. I want you to take a look at this. This is a drawing I did of a representation. Nibiru is more like right here or whatever in the image. Okay, I just did this so you could see the wings. The wings are not as big as this, all right? This isn't a very good rendition, but this is what I did in prison. I mean, never mind. Okay, so that's the sign on September 10th of 2017 that I was telling you guys about. That's the day my life radically changed, all right? The reason why we have it at this perspective is because you need to be able to see it from further back. I've taken you a couple of steps back. If we zoomed into the regular image, it would be too close in your face to see. You have to take like 10 steps back, 10 dimensions back to see this. This is a stellar core, our binary twin probably, with its moons, okay? Inhabited moons, inhabited by other races, okay? Anunnaki, all kinds of different races from the past, okay? Here's the other burned out star, or the core of the burned out star. It is so dense that it's taking light and bending light like over it. It's silhouetting a black hole, which is more than 5 times the mass of our sun. Our sun is the white circle, okay? It's not the black occulter. The sun is the size of this white circle. How many white circles, white spheroids, this size, can you fit into a spheroid this size? Now, this is still 45 degrees back at an angle. Do you see the conduit right here? This conduit is pointing back at an angle, okay, like a 45-degree angle. This is still not next to the sun. It's not at a 90 degrees right next to the sun, because when it is, it's about this big, okay? It gets bigger in perspective as it comes closer to the camera, and it gets bigger. It's more like 10 times the size of our sun, okay? It fits the definition of a black hole. It fits the definition of a neutron star. It fits the definition of a lot of different objects. A brown dwarf. I don't think this thing is emanating any infrared. It might be, but it's so dense that it's probably not emanating infrared. You might be able to see it ultravioletly, if some ultraviolet light maybe, or a different spectrum of light can escape from it, but you can't see it until it's silhouetted, and the only way it can be silhouetted is by a CME coming off from the sun and draping over it. This is like an invisible table, and if you want to see an invisible table, you got to throw a tablecloth over it. It paints the contour and the edges. Well, we don't have corners on this object. This object is round and spherical. So when it silhouettes it, it creates these arcs. It's bending light, bending and absorbing light. The only reason why you're seeing it is because it's not absorbed. It can't absorb all the light. Some of the light is splashing over it and draping over it, silhouetting our object. Okay, this is the sign in the Bible that was prophesied 2,000 years ago. This happened 13 days before the Revelation 12 sign on September 23rd of the same year. 2 weeks before the Revelation 12 sign, the star alignment that actually took place, okay? Stellarium, the computer program, finally figured out and deciphered, when they plugged that into Stellarium, it kicked out a date, okay? It kicked out September 23rd, so they knew what date just prior to the event. They knew that the date was coming, all right? They knew to look for the celestial signpost, okay? Because we are traveling through space, all right? When we're traveling through space, you have different perspectives, right? And as you travel through space, you get this different perspective from a certain angle, and you see the star alignment happen. That is a celestial signpost, okay? That means you have turned down you are now going the wrong way down a dead-end one-way street. It's a dead-end street. It's a one-way street, and you're going down it the wrong way, okay? This is the sign that was promised, okay? In the Bible, you know what? I'm busting this Bible out right now. You're going to lose maybe a little perspective. Let me get another foundation. I need another Bible, or else the computer might go down, since everything here is haunted or possessed or whatever. I don't know what to call it anymore. Just bear with me. You guys were the patient ones that have stuck around, so I don't care about the likes. You know what I said, the likes earlier? I don't really care about the likes. I need views, the views. And I don't need views. You need views. We need to get this stuff out there, okay? Views are important. It's not important to me, but it is important that the world knows, all right? That's why views are important. It's not for my ego. I could care less. Well, I care because it's so important. Help me, God. What are we doing? Oh, we're busting out the Bible. Of course we're busting out the Bible. The biggest textbook ever made. This is what should be taught in the schools, not the bullshit that's being taught lately. I'll tell you what, he is apoplectic with law enforcement, the schools, mental health. Oh boy. Help him get to 12, Lord. There we are. Okay. Do you want me to hold up in front of the camera? Or you guys got your own Bibles? Most of you guys are believers, so you should have a Bible by now. I'm just going to read Revelation 12. Okay, I can't hold it up into camera right now. My shoulder is shattered. Okay, here we go. Revelation 12, the woman and the dragon. Okay, the woman being the 23rd and the dragon being the 10th. Okay, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet and a crown of 12 stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven. There were two signs, not one, but two. Then another sign appeared in heaven, an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads are the 7 different stellar cores that are going along with it. The crowns, and 7 crowns, are the moons for the heads, okay? So, let me back up. Then an enormous sign appeared in heaven, the enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on his heads. His tail swept 1/3 of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that he might devour her child at the moment it was born. So, back up a little bit. The dragon stood in front of the woman. The interpretation of the Hebrew word for in front, okay, that's what's important, is the interpretation of that word, because in front means in front of or before, which this happened in front or before the woman that was on the 23rd. Do you get it? But what threw everybody off was the way it's worded in the Bible makes it sound like this event, the dragon, happened after the woman. It makes it sound that way, but if you read it correctly and interpret it correctly, it says, the dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that he might devour her child the moment it was born. Okay, it goes on to say she gave birth to a male child who will rule all nations with an iron scepter. Okay, her child was snatched up to God or presented. That term snatched up, that needs to be interpreted too, because the child was presented to God and to his throne. Okay, it was snatched up, but snatched up is a weird term. They didn't really interpret that verb right. That's to be snatched up or presented or caught up to God. Okay, that's about as best as I can explain it. I think you guys are getting the hint here, or the clue, or the message. All right, now let me back up. What are we doing next, Lord? Huh? Oh, how do we do that? I guess we just type in Revelation 12 star alignment. There it is right there. Thank you. What are we going to do? We're going to do a 5-minute one on this star alignment right here. Okay. We're doing this for educational purposes.
And pain to be delivered.
Whoa.
And she brought forth.
Pause. Let me get this big screen for you. You guys got 5 minutes? I think you already know this, but if you don't, this is the star alignment, okay? It talks about a woman. The woman is the star alignment Virgo. Virgo, virgin, okay? Jupiter goes into her belly and stays there for 9 months in retrograde and then leaves. 9 months is the duration of gestation period for a child. Okay, so we're just going to play this.
On September 23rd, 2017, the sun, moon, and stars will align to fulfill a 2,000-year-old prophecy. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. She brought forth a man. I understand there's been many false predictions, false prophecies. Different, bear with me and see. First, you need to understand the sun, moon, and stars, and they all obey his order. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. Amen. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Yes. Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in his season? So we see here that God himself says that he moved the constellations. They obey his ordained order. There's many more verses. Please pause the video to see them. They'll also be in the description. Okay, so we have the constellation Virgo clothed with the sun. And then, as you can see here, the moon is under her feet, and above her head is the 9 stars from the constellation Leo, plus the 3 planets that align perfectly. And to fulfill the birth prophecy, you have Jupiter that stays in the womb for 9 months. Absolute precision. Another thing you must realize is this is not astrology. This is the lost knowledge of biblical astronomy. Stick with me, and you'll see. Let's start at the beginning and see what God said. And let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Amen.
Jesus himself said that when he returns, there shall be signs of the sun and the moon and the stars.
Amen.
Think about this. If God wanted to speak to children across the entire earth and speak to them all at once in the same universal language, how would he do it? Look at Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Amen. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. When Jesus was born, it was marked in the stars. The 3 wise men saw his star in the east and knew of it. What makes you think his second coming would be any different?
Yeah, what makes you think?
Isn't this sign just the retelling of Jesus' birth? And didn't he say no man knows the day or the hour? We look at Revelation 1:1, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Revelation 1:1 shows us that the Father showed all things to Jesus when he ascended to the throne, and he showed us in the book of Revelation. Jesus himself, when he spoke to the churches, said that his believers, his followers, if they overcome and hold his words to the end, they would rule with a rod of iron.
Amen!
This is a very specific passage that connects Revelation 12 and a prophecy of what's going to happen for his believers.
Amen!
Alright, so are we just cherry picking a couple verses and trying to put a prophecy behind it? Or is this found anywhere else in the Bible? I'm glad you asked. Unfortunately, we will not be able to read all these verses. Please feel free to pause and take a look at each one of these coinciding verses, which are all pieces to this grand puzzle. Well, what does it all mean? No one knows exactly. What's very interesting is the language that is used in Revelation 12, where the child is caught up unto God. The word caught up is the Greek word harpazo. It's the same word used in Thessalonians when Paul describes the rapture. We are not saying this is what's going to happen, but it is certainly intriguing and worthy to be aware of. The main message is to know that this alignment has not happened in the last 2,000 years since its prophecy. While it's imperative to know that this ministry is not date setting, the facts are the facts. This alignment is set for September 23rd, 2017. Some have run the numbers, and the odds of this are in the trillions.
Trillions! In the trillions!
Just 33 days before September 23rd, on August 21st, a total eclipse cuts the United States in half, which is extremely rare and we feel is very prophetic. So again, to quickly recap...
Wait. There was another eclipse that went across this way already, okay? So the cross is going to be right here, right in the midsection of the country, right where I'm reporting all this stuff is happening, right? Okay, let's continue just real quick because it's almost done.
Rare, and we feel is very prophetic. So again, to quickly recap, you have a woman clothed the sun, the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars above her head, who just gave birth after a 9-month pregnancy. Please know this is barely even scratching the surface of how it...
Okay, gave month after 9-month pregnancy. Let's
In
just.
depth all this is. Please visit this channel and many others, especially Scotty Clark, who has done all the research for you. A link to Scotty's channel and all other Watchmen will be available in the description box below. So I leave you with this. The evidence is at hand. Do you know Jesus Christ? Is he your Savior? Have you asked him for forgiveness of your sins? Because I assure you, time is running out. And if you have not accepted Jesus yet as your Savior, I invite you to now. Because if you confess that Jesus Christ has been raised from the dead and is your Savior, you will be saved.
Amen. All right. I guess God's on a roll tonight, huh? Where are we going next, Lord? So we're going back to, no, we're going back to, no, where are we going to, Lord? Oh, you're going back this way. This way. Oh, we're going back to
Welcome
this.
back, folks. We're sticking out in front of it here. Here's our object right here. Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Run this backwards. You can see it goes backwards. There's the second flare.
That's Mercury.
Back behind the sun, comes back out. There's the first flare. So the mass of that object is sucking material off of our sun, causing these solar flares. Boom, right there.
It was a 3-day event of X flares. 3 X flares in a row.
Second flare.
And Mercury exposes him to the fire. Get it? And it just happened again. And it just happened again. Show him, Lord. Is that the one? Yep, that's the one. Oh, I have to do this, sorry. There you go. There's Planet X. Where's my wand, Lord? Oh, there it is. Thank you. Here's the bigger object right here. Here's little moon. Here's little moons. There we started our report, remember? See the moons now? And you can see this object is dark, huh? It's absorbing light, isn't it? These ones are absorbing light as well. They're bending light, right? Pull it back into this dimension. And it's so close to the camera and at the right angle, because this thing rotates, okay? This thing rotates just like our sun would or whatever, right? So at the right moment, we caught the X or the cross shape on it. If you tilt your head to the right or to the left, it's a cross. But if you keep your head straight, it looks like an X. Thus, the term Planet X, okay? You guys understand? It's pretty straightforward. God's really, really simple. It's really complex, but it's very basic and very simple. Whoa, I see the X. Yeah, now you see the X. That's on the surface of this planet. We are seeing the surface of the planet. And this planet, whatever it is, core, stellar core, or black hole, neutron star, whatever you want to call Planet X, we'll just call it, I call it Nemesis because Nibiru has the little wings and this is Nemesis, okay? Or another stellar core, okay? But this one has the cross shape on the surface. You are looking at the surface of this object, okay? It has huge canyons in it in the shape of an X. Okay, just like Mars has those huge canyons on it, this object has huge canyons on it, and they intersect. They're both. It's a huge impact that the thing took. It sucked in one of these stellar cores, and that's an impact site on the surface of this stellar core. It put a crack in the ground or in the surface of it or something. Whatever caused this, maybe it was lightning from the plasma exchange that tore open, the surface of this stellar core and left a scar in the shape of an X. Whatever the occasion is, however it happened, doesn't change the fact that this is here with the friggin' X on it with its moons. Okay? And that is today, March 11th, the anniversary of the earthquake in Japan. This will be here in 3 days. That's the 14th. I'm helping you guys with math. 3 plus 11 is 14. This will be affecting our planet on the 14th. On the 14th of what? On the 14th of March. The 14th of March looks like this. Where are we going, Lord? Just play it. No, it was a little further back. Right here. Starting March 14th. Pull back, Brian. Pull back, he says. Oh, so you guys can see. Duh. Okay. So you guys can see. The 14th. When this object's going to be passing by the planet, it's going to be intensifying storms, right? Here's the storm arriving on the west coast on the 14th. It will be magnified more than this. Hint, hint. Get the heck out of there. Or brace for impact if you can't. Look at what this thing turns into. It's just a monster. Look. Back it up. Follow this low. Okay? So, March 13th, this low comes in. On the 14th, it's arriving as this thing arrives. Okay, this storm is arriving as the. It could be inducing this storm. Okay. Oh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I heard you. I guess you guys must know about Mr. MBB 333. Okay. Michael Bradbury is a. Good. No, wrong one. Go right here. He said, go right there and type this shit in, Brian. There it is. Okay. We're using this for educational purposes. Sorry. Care about your ads. Killing me. Killing me with these ads, you guys. A new tool bunch of junk when there's important stuff going on.
Just a moment, but first over here at the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by John B. out of Hawaii. Couldn't help but notice that intense halo above the big island of Hawaii. I want to take you guys now over here to Google Earth. I've been watching a storm system over here since February the 6th. It started out over here below Indonesia, and it's currently still making its way across the Indian Ocean, making a second landfall in southeast Africa in Mozambique. That's the storm system right there, and it has set a brand new world record. Do
you remember me reporting on this storm? We thought maybe they were having a little pole shift, but listen what happens.
Record holder was Hurricane John from back in 1994. Started out as a hurricane, ended up as a typhoon. Started out over here off the west coast of Africa, made the journey all the way across the Atlantic Ocean like Hurricane Irma did. The storm kept on going. It went through the Caribbean.
On September 10th of 2017.
America was renamed a typhoon as it made its way up north of Hawaii. That storm traveled over 8,000 miles and was a named named storm for 31 days, and that was the ongoing world record since 1994. I want to show you guys the new world record holder that, again, is making landfall, the second landfall right now as I do this video in Mozambique. And here we go. Here's a little slideshow I put together. This is Hurricane John that ended up as a typhoon because it went into two different oceans. Storms over in the far Pacific Ocean are known as typhoons. Over in the Atlantic Basin, they're known as hurricanes. And again, it started out in Africa, ended up way over there in the central Pacific Ocean, traveled 8,196 miles for 31 consecutive days. Looking at Cyclone Freddy right here. Again, this is what I'm watching on my phone. This is an app I have on my phone, a weather app, and this is Freddy that started out over here, again, below Indonesia, and has been cruising across the Indian Ocean, again, since February the 6th. And this storm was a major cyclone for several days as it was out here in the central Indian Ocean.
We
made
covered
a
that.
beeline over towards Madagascar, made a landfall in Southeast Africa, backed up, regenerated, and started up again. And here you can see its journey at zoom.earth. Start regenerate Madagascar, made a landfall in Southeast Africa, backed up, regenerated, and started a landfall in Southeast Africa, backed up, regenerated.
It backed up and regenerated? You can scratch that off the list, or it's on your list if you've been paying attention and keeping your list. It backed up. It reversed. It backed up and then re-strengthened? What did he say?
Up again here in Southeast Africa, backed up, regenerated, and started up again. And here you can see its journey at zoom.earth. Started out over here on February the 6th, right up here below Indonesia. Here it is cruising across the Indian Ocean. And you can see right there it was a major storm for several days. Obviously, it didn't make landfall there because there was no land to impact. It made landfall in Madagascar, made landfall in Southeast Africa right there just north of Johannesburg. The storm actually made 3 official landfalls, this here being the second landfall. Then it went into reverse, regenerated back out here in the ocean, and now it's making landfall right up here in Mozambique, southeastern Africa right now as I do this video. So that will be the 3rd landfall, and this storm has had a longevity of 34 consecutive days, which is a brand new world record, traveling over 5,000 miles, the entire width of the Indian Ocean, and here it's still going. This is just from an hour ago. This is Cyclone Freddy. That's a Category 2 storm, and this thing has been a named storm for 34 days in a row.
34. Any of you numerology people out there know when you have a double number, you add the 2 together. Hint, hint. Where else, Lord? Oh. Persevere, people. Overcome. Rise above. Hang on, we're not done yet. Pull up this page. No, this page. Please, Lord. This is God doing the weather, not man. What are we doing? What? Okay, folks, I think that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's report. I love you all. I miss you all. And until my next report, I'll be back.